Welcome back. It's April, and April means it's been probably 3 months since I've done an EDC update. So let's update. Significant things have changed since the last time I did one of these, and so let's get right into it. Starting with the bag. Bag hasn't changed. It's still my Blue Ridge Overland Gear bum bag with my Han Solo blaster patch, my Awesome Panks patch, and my, what is this? Is this I can't remember if this is the 501st or the 332nd Legion Stormtrooper helmet from Ahsoka's army. A little bit of a nerd sesh, but that's over with. Now inside the bum bag is where things get a little interesting. Now I do carry my wallet inside of my bag. It frees up pocket space now that we're getting into summer. Transitioning most of my carry out of my pockets and into the bag. Just yesterday it was like 100 degrees. So definitely lightening up the gear in the pockets, getting as much into the bag as I possibly can. So wallet's definitely going in there. This is the Whitstable Craft Co. Been a staple on this channel for as long as the channel has been around. This is actually the second or third video I ever posted was unboxing this guy. So shout out to that for sticking around for that long. Next up is little pocket notebook. I got a pack of these on Amazon for like 15, 13 bucks. I have like 20 of them. Really nice, handy to just have some paper around. You never know when you're gonna need it. The hank that I'm carrying nowadays, that I have been for a while, is this camo hank from Awesome Hanks, and then a nice microfiber backing with little grommet leather lanyard and little, I don't even know what kind of bead this is, but it's a bead. Got a couple of first aid products. You know, going to the park with my kid. He has a tendency to be very clumsy right now as he's figuring out how to climb on stuff, and so having some first aid is important. I do have a couple of disposable just hand sanitizer packets and a plethora of different sizes of band-aids. Just really helpful to take care of injuries when they happen, scrapes, bumps, bruises, all that. Having a 1.5-year-old running around a park, definitely getting a lot of those. So having just a handful of band-aids on deck, ready to go for when he takes a trip or a fall, comes in handy more often than not. I do have a knife in here. I have a knife other places on my person, but I do always have a knife in my bag. And this one is going to be the ProTech Malibu. And just absolutely love this guy. I do have it in a Tailored by Cortez leather slip. Now, it doesn't need to be in the slip, but I like having it in there. I love supporting my local friends here. Taylor, the guy behind Tailored by Cortez, lives 5 minutes down the road. We're actually hanging out later today. As often as I can support the people in this space and community, the more I can support them, by all means, I do. And he makes really good stuff, so it is a no-brainer to support him in his business. I'll leave his link down below. He makes awesome stuff, so go check him out. And some of the last few things in here is my butane lighter. Always good to have some sort of fire source. The last thing in the bag is this tiny, teeny little Olight. This is the Baton 4 from Olight. Won this in a giveaway actually, and just a really neat little light that I have just tucked inside of here. And it lives in my bag. I do carry another light on me that we will get into, but for just some added extra power, added runtime, output, all of that, I carry that. So that's everything in the bag. Now let's get into the watch, which has not changed at all for the last 3 months. And that is the Boulder Venture Series Green Star titanium automatic watch. Just an absolutely killer tank beast of a watch. I have not taken this off in, like I said, 3 months. It has not left my wrist once. And that's at work, that's during the day, that's at night, in the shower. it doesn't leave my wrist. And at work, this thing gets pretty beat up. Like, I'm not light on this whatsoever. And I'm really impressed with the build quality. It is holding up fantastic. And yeah, it's just one of my favorite watches right now. Let's get into the pocket organizer, because the pocket organizer is what houses my main EDC gear. And the one that I'm talking about is the Tailored by Cortez Ogre. And yes, he's the same one that makes this knife slip that sits in my bag. This organizer is awesome. It holds 4 pieces of gear. I've got a pen, a light, a pry bar, and a knife in here. This thing fits so much. So let's get into it. The light I have in here, which is kind of my main user of a light, you know, if I'm just doing light duty tasks, everything like that, this handles most of everything. And this is the Raylight Pineapple Mini in the Stonewashed Titanium. And this light is awesome, extremely customizable. There's, I think, 7 or 8 different programmable options that come built into this. And it's as easy as clicking the button a couple of times, choosing the setting that you want, and then you have that mode group of settings until you want to change it. And Raylight has a whole list of their options, how to access them and everything like that. I have it in just the basic group. So it's Moonlight, 15, 50, and 100%. That's the group I have it in. I find it works. I don't mind cycling through. I do use Moonlight the most, especially in the morning. I wake up at 4 o'clock most days. Sometimes, depending on the day, I'm up at 3:30, 3:45, but 4 in the morning is the time I wake up most days. And I sleep on this side of the bed, my wife sleeps on this side, and I'm not trying to turn on all these lights, wake her up, make her grumpy for the rest of the day. So I just click the flashlight in Moonlight, and at night or early in the morning when there's no light, that Moonlight is more than enough to get me through where I'm going. So I love this light. For 55, 60 bucks, honestly, one of the best AAA size flashlights on the market for that price. Now the pen is one that I have been back and forth with, and I always come back to it. It's my first like top end premium pen, and like I said, it's one that I always go back to. The one I'm talking about is the Big Idea Design Bolt Action Pen. Fantastic pen, super compatible. Any style refill that you like to write with, the Big Idea Design, their internals for how they incorporate all of that is really, really cool. I love that. It's an ingenious design, and Big Idea Design is always pulling out good quality stuff. They just recently launched a new fixed blade, the Lookout, which Big Idea Design, if you're watching this, if you want to hook me up, that would be sweet. But beside the point, Big Idea Design just makes some awesome stuff. And this is one that I have had in my carry for a long time. And no matter what I switch out to, I always end up coming back to this one. Now the pry bar is the Lynch Northwest Open Door Policy. Again, my first like premium pry bar. I've had dozens from Amazon, the titanium pry bars that cost like 15, 20 bucks. I've tried them all. They're all okay. They all do their job. They all do their job well. For 15, 20 bucks, can't complain. But for 100 bucks, what you're getting is an extremely awesome lifetime warranty. Same with the Big Idea Design pen. They all come back with a lifetime warranty. And that's what was the main driving factor in me picking this one up. Like I said, I'm not light on any of my gear. And the gear that I do use very heavily, I want to last. And if it doesn't last, I want to know that I can at least get it replaced. So that was the main driving factor in picking this guy up versus some of the other pry bars on the market, is because Lynch Northwest has a fantastic warranty. I know other companies do. This was just one that I had my eye on for a while, and so I bought it. The last piece of gear updating and rounding out this entire video, and probably what most of y'all want to see the most, and that's the knife. The new knife that I'm carrying as of lately, and that is the Riot XO. This is the new version of the original XO, and the difference here is that this one has the lock on it. The original XO didn't have a lock. It was just the gravity knife. And then they released the XO-M, which was the smaller version that had the lock. And then they did the XO Mini, which was the even smaller version with the lock. And I almost picked up the XO-M because I really wanted the lock. I was gonna use this knife. It's like, I use all my knives. I use them at work. I'm an HVAC installer. So everything in my carry gets used. That being said, I wanted the size of the original XO, but I wanted the lock. And I almost settled for the XO-M, which was a little shorter than I really wanted it to be. I like my knives in the 3 1/4 to 3 3/4 inch blade length. That's like my ideal size range. Depending on the knife, I'll go smaller, or if I have to, I'll go bigger. But I really like that's my ideal size range. And the XO-M, I believe, is around 3 inches, which is a little smaller than what I prefer to carry. And I almost grabbed that. I got the Chavez instead, the one with the kickstop. Super stoked that I actually ended up picking that up. And then Blade HQ dropped these. And the second I saw the notification, I bought it. No hesitation, no questions asked. And I am extremely glad that I did not settle for the XO-M, the smaller version, because this knife is literally the perfect size, 3 3/4 inch. So this is my perfect blade length that I love to carry. And being that it is a gravity knife, the handle is actually really, really comfortable. I think like rectangle designs like this, how it's kind of just a big box, I really do think that those are some of the most ergonomically pleasing designs to carry, because it's just kind of a rectangle that fits in the hand. And it's not thick, it's long, but it's slim, which aids in that ergonomic feel. And one thing I do wish it had was a pocket clip. I do have it just in the organizer, so it's not a massive deal. I just wish it had a clip. It does come with 2 blades, which for $300 was what I paid for it. For 300 bucks, you are getting a titanium frame, micarta inlays, L-Max blade steel, and this is a very like Wharncliffe sheep's foot blade. I've got a full video planned for this, but the fact that you get 2 blades with this knife that you can interchange at any time, money. Both are L-Max steel. One is this Wharncliffe type blade. The other is more of a dagger. I think that's really cool. How much I will use the dagger blade, I don't know, but it's cool that it's in there. And with all of that, that rounds out everything that is going with me into summer in my EDC. I may change out the knife here and there. I might change out the hank here and there. But for the most part, this is the gear that I've been carrying the last almost 2 weeks, and I don't see it changing much over the next couple of months. So I figured this was worth the update. Let me know what your summer carries are gonna look like from here on out. And with all these things said, until next time, peace.